iPhone 13 Pro Max, the cinematic mode. It's typical. It's typical. You can't do certain things. I strictly do video with an iPhone, and I've been doing that since I got an 8. But the 13's great. It's much better than the 12 for sure. Now hang on, let me drink some water. Okay. So originally with the 12, I had issues trying to import when I would video 4K at 60. So I find it had no problem 4K at 30. So it also has to do with like the length of the video. Don't try on the 12, don't try and do 10 minutes of video and try and import it. Break it up into 3-4 minutes, okay? Now the other thing about the 13 that we're talking about is trying to import cinematic mode, and you should just be able to do it, but you can't. You have to do something. That's pretty simple. It's not that hard. So you take your cinematic mode video, and then you have to process it. And you can process it by go into your app, your photo app, and like you can edit the video in the cinematic portion of that app. So you can make sure that everything is in cinematic mode by touching the screen. This is in focus, this is blurry. Now after you're done, you process that. Now here's where it gets kind of weird. So you process it, it'll give you an option like, to process it. Now when you can't use, I'm 58. Right, so keep that in mind. You cannot use this to import video. This is only for charging your phone. This, at least, didn't work on the 12. You have to use, meaning you can't use the lightning whatever. Okay? You have to use a USB to get videos, at least from the 12. I haven't bothered with the 13 because I assume it's the same way. This is used for charging, not not importing video. Okay, so know that right off the bat. I found this out on the 12. I was screwing around this for like 2 days, and I'm like, I'm taking this back. You use a USB. Okay, use the USB cord with one of those, whatever that is. I'm telling you, I'm a hacker. I just speak another language like all us hackers. So you got the video, you processed it, okay? Now you have to import it into the PC. So use a USB, don't use this, and you go into your photo settings, and you're gonna import, right? You're gonna import. Now here's where it's tricky. What's gonna come up is two videos of the same thing. One has been rendered in your phone, the other hasn't. They're screwing with us. So if you try and import both, none will go in. You won't get any of them in, okay? So don't do the first one, import the second one. That's the one that's been rendered. That's the one that's going to come into your PC, and that's the one that's good to go. Okay, do you understand? 2 are going to come up. If you did 10 videos and you process 10 videos, when you go to your PC, 20 are going to come in. If you click on all 20 and try, none of them will be imported. Do you understand what I'm saying? You have to go through it and just pick out, don't pick out the first one, pick out the second one, go to the next one, don't take the first one, take the second one, and you'll be good to go. It's a pain in the ass, but is it worth it? You betcha. You betcha. I'm using this. I'm going to be using this on green screen and stuff. I need that soft background. So this, you know, is invaluable to me. And just like shooting filmish looking work, the cinematic mode, it's awesome. So know that. So it's really not an issue. Take your phone, process it in the phone. It's processed, it's ready to go. Don't try and use this thing to import it into your PC. It won't. You need, I'm a hacker, trust me. You need this thing, but this needs to be a USB. All right? So you're importing it. You're going to get two that come in. One's the processed one, one's the original. I don't know why they do this. Why don't they just make it so you just import the processed one? They don't do that. So if you do 10, you're going to have 20 coming in. You don't pick the first one, you pick the second one. And then on the second thing you shot, there's going to be the thing that's not processed and the thing that's processed. It goes in that order. Not processed, processed. Not processed, processed. And your cinematic mode will work. It's frustrating that they do it like this. They should know. I'm 58. So it's important to me. It was important to me to figure this out. But if you're, you could be in your 30s and not get this. Like, why? That's not intuitive to know that, like, both are going to come in. And if you try and, import everything, it's not going to work. Why did Apple do this? I don't know. Why does Apple send this with their phones, but this is not good for downloading your videos? At least it's not on the 12. So I assume it's the same thing for the 13, which is this is just for charging. Now it charges your phone real quick. That's good. But why aren't they making this that, well, I don't really have one of these on my PC anyway. I have this on my laptop. So I charge with this on my laptop. You know what I'm saying? Come on, Apple. Why don't you hire me? I'm always telling people you should hire me. Red Bull. Red Bull. I drank their product for years. Now I don't. It's an awesome product, though. But like I made inventions and they haven't used them, like Red Bull root beer. You tell me that wouldn't be popular. I'm the one that's my invention. So when they do it, no, I'm the one that invented it. I also am the inventor of Red Bull licorice. It's a black licorice, not red. Nobody likes red. Red licorice isn't red, Red Bull. Don't do it. And put it in a black can. A black can with yellow writing. People will love it. Trust me, I've had licorice soda. It's pretty good. And if you, I'm also the inventor of the licorice, like a brown cow, root beer and ice cream. Try that with a licorice soda. You can buy licorice soda. You can do it on Amazon. Wow, I invented that. I also am the inventor of licorice ice cream. We made it here. I believe Freddie bought us the, look at my head, man. I hit it the other night. Looked terrible. Freddie bought us this ice cream maker. I think it was Freddie. I think it was. And it's awesome. And I made licorice ice cream. We haven't done any cooking with cane videos, but we will. I was here when he made it. Who made it? When I made it? You mean he, meaning me? I'm a hacker, man. I hacked the shit out of this phone, and now I can use the cinematic mode. And you know what else I've hacked lately? Green screen. I got stuff coming up that is unbelievable. It was delicious, by the way, Madison. I look handsome, thank you. I really appreciate that. Even with my big scar, I should be asleep right now, but I'm just, I am hacking the interwebs. That's right. I know how to use the Google. I know what I'm doing. I just appear like I don't. I don't want, Um, chicks dig scars. Is that true? Um, what's up, One Sean Bond? How I hurt my head. This is the truth. If I wake up, I want to keep the poodle's bladder like empty and everything because he gets freaked out. He has to go to the bathroom, so he starts being vocal. So I keep him as empty as possible. So if I wake up at 5 in the morning, I'll go down it and let him out real quick. So like I could sleep in. He's doing much better. But so I'm letting him out. It was like 3:30 or 4 in the morning. This is the truth. This is like I don't drink, but somehow there's the back door down there. There's two doors, and there's this like crappy wood door, and then I'm down there and like I don't know. I'm moving the door, moved it right into my head. Like I'm half asleep, and then instantly, like when I did it, it felt like, have you ever been punched and it splits open your skin? That's how it was. It was like such a so much pressure on my skin, it split it open, and then I'm bleeding like down my face. I'm like going back to, I was gonna go Disney. Maybe I should glue this shut or something. I wasn't gonna go to the hospital, but I was like, I almost woke her up. Like, look at this. Does this look screwed up? But I just gave it direct pressure and it went to sleep. I just went to sleep. I woke up the next day. It looked worse today, because it's starting to scab up. But it's like, I don't know how I did it. Seriously, it was like one of those things. I think once, maybe in my life, I opened up a cabinet door and hit myself. Like, I'd never done. I was just like, what the fuck was that? What's the matter with me? I must have been like asleep still, clearly, because I don't know how I did it. But I hacked the crap out of this phone. Now I'm gonna be shooting some cool stuff. I was frustrated. Last night I was up. I was just like, why is this not working? Why can't I just import this shit? Put a green screen. Green screen, has been like this process, and I have a where are all the scars on your neck from? I don't know. What are they? It's been this process, and it's taken, I don't know, maybe 3 weeks or I've been working with the green screen for about 3 weeks or a month, something like that. And it's really starting to make sense now. I got a much better handle on it. And now that I have the cinematic mode, you can control the f-stop. So I can really make it fuzzy in the background, and that's what you want. You want it blurry in the background, and you want it, do you understand what I'm saying? Because the green you just sort of want to melt all together. And some of the green down there isn't really, it's close, but you can color match with my, so cinematic. I think the iPhone 13 is a game changer. I mean, seriously, I think that it's like, it's awesome. It's awesome. Like if I'm live streaming on Facebook, which I'm not live streaming on Facebook because I don't think anybody on Facebook would even use the cinematic mode. That's shh. Don't tell them that I think that way about them. But it's sort of like that. It's like a real sort of redneck thing. Don't tell them I said this. Don't tell people on Facebook that I think that, but it is. I've had Facebook longer than I've had YouTube, but I love YouTube. YouTube's great. I'm not, I think that I should have more subscribers, for sure. Of course I'm blaming it on the algorithm. I'm charming and I'm wildly talented. Why wouldn't I have 1 million subs at least? I don't know. You tell me. What comment won't leave the chat? I don't know what you're talking about. I did dog. Oh, I dig dog trainers with scars? Oh, well, thank you. I'm an ethical hacker, meaning I hack my own shit. You know, thank you, GSD lover. I appreciate that. It's very nice of you. Come on, I figured out the 13. I figured out the 12 too, but that was more difficult because that really didn't make any sense. Like, if you can take film, here's the problem with the 12 and probably the 13 too. No, I appreciate it, GSD. If you shoot 4K at 30 compared to 4K at 60, the 4K at 60 ends up being, more. So, like the more that you shoot, the longer it is, sort of, it makes it harder for it to import. So I'm serious. You can't at 4K at 30. You can't import after, I can't remember. I don't shoot any longer than 5 minutes at a time. I think maybe at 6 or 7 minutes it won't import. So something like that is probably true. I could probably shoot 4K at 60, but only shoot like a minute or two. I haven't even checked it out because I'm fine with the 4K at 30. But do you see the issue? So why do they have it like that? And you can say, well, it's probably the PC, which is probably true that the iPhones are probably totally compatible to their stupid Macintosh computers. They're overpriced. iMovie, I'm sure there you go. But sorry, Apple. A lot of people have PCs and like your phones. You should start making them more compatible for the Windows product. You should. I'm faithful, but I'm not rich, and I'm not going to buy a goddamn Apple computer. And I've been in the art world for years, man. Almost everybody I know that is an artist gets an Apple. Except smart people like myself, a few other people that just like PC, because like, what? How are you going to pay for that? I could get like twice the, come on, for half the price. I'm not paying for that. For the design. They had some cool designs. I had one of those, I got rid of it like 2 years ago. I kept it in the, it worked, sort of. You could sort of go online and made some noises. It was the real cool looking one. Destiny was like, why didn't you keep that? It was worth money. Because you can't keep everything, and it was obsolete. I don't really have any need for it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what am I going to do? Put a fish aquarium in it? I thought about it because I've done that with old TV sets, but I don't need that old obsolete computer from 1998 or whatever it was. Please. 2000, I don't know when they made that thing. It was cool looking. It makes some cool, pretty products, but, for computers, but they're really not. Yeah, I got mango. They're really not considering that with these phones that I like the product, but the uptick to, I don't want to change to Google or anything like that, or because I've already figured out the iPhone. But it seems like it should be more seamless for, you know, the person that uses the PC. It's a great product. When I had the 8, this is true. I went from had a 6 and then I got an 8. Okay, the 6 I was like, "Oh, this is great." It's true. I was like, "Oh, great. I can carry around a little camera in my pocket." That's the convenience for me was like, you know, cuz like I'm an artist. I make shit. So, I loved it. And then I went to the 8 and I was like, "Oh my god. Look at the resolution here." And then after some time, I'm looking at it and I'm going, this isn't so good. The 8, like I was looking at videos I was doing last year, I still had an 8. It's like, God, I got to go get a camera. And then I got the 12 and I was like, I'm not going back. You know, I had an 8 recently. I got my YouTube channel got hacked and you have to have 2 phones. If you're a YouTuber and you're serious, you got to have 2 numbers. So I was going to AT&T because I was freaked out. I was like, I got to get another phone. I got to be ready to go. I can't let any of this like ever happen again. And I was going to go, I was like, the 8, I'm like, this is ridiculous. And I can remember the passcode, which is probably around here. I could figure it out, but I'd have to look for days. And anyway, to make a long story short, I go in there. I'm like, I just got to buy like a $60 flip phone. They don't even have anything like that. It was either get a mini or a 13 or like the Google phone, or they were all expensive. So of course I went with the 13 Pro Max. You know, I mean, I don't own a regular camera. You know what I mean? Like I don't own a Canon or anything anymore. I don't own a Nikon. My Nikon someone took, which is fine. I wasn't using it, but I'm still like, I don't know. I'm not gonna be petty. But as far as like a camera goes, I'm being serious with the 13. This is the best camera I've ever owned, and I've owned a lot of them. I mean, I was shooting video with video cameras when I first started doing this. I was shooting with an HV20. I also had like a Kodak. Believe it or not, I had a Kodak that was not bad, but that was early on. That was 2010, and then I went and got like same year. I went and got that Canon HV20, which was like camera of the year that year. But like, I don't know. I fired it up recently, and I was like, I'm not using this thing. It's a joke. It's a joke. As soon as as soon as the 14 comes out, right, and this is paid off, I'll probably be getting a 14. I'll just keep upgrading to a better product. As the 14's no better than the 13, I'll probably not upgrade until the 15. But I mean, the quality of the color saturation, the autofocus, you know, I mean, the cinematic mode is great for me. I am going to get some covers for the lenses so that they don't get scratched. Because I'm going to, you know, and just change them every now and then. But I'm really pleased with this camera. Every 2 years you upgrade? Yeah, something like that, right? I mean, why not? I think the 14's already coming out. I can't really afford it, but I really couldn't afford not to. I had to do something. And the 8 just wasn't, I don't know where the passcode is, man. What am I going to do? I was already stressed out from being hacked. So what am I going to do? Stress myself out more looking for the fucking passcode that on a phone that's like, it was an 8S or something, you know? It took shitty pictures. You know, I didn't always keep the lenses clean either. That's my deal. Anyway, I just want to tell everybody you can import with the cinematic mode, but you have to do it that way. If you try and do it any other way, it is not going to work. And they don't tell you this. They don't tell you that you're getting double coming in. And if you try and just like import everything, it will not import. You have to pick. And to be perfectly honest, I was just doing one at a time. I haven't even tried to do that, and that. And that'll be my next experiment. But if that doesn't work, I'll import one at a time. But it does work. So the only problem is find a talented intern kid who has all their own equipment and start there for no pay. What? Why would I want an intern kid? For what? To do what? I'm already a hacker. I don't need any help. I got Destiny is more tech savvy than me. If I have a question, she might know it. I don't need no intern kid. I'm a hacker. I'm probably more tech savvy than Destiny. Don't tell her I said that, but it's not true. She was raised with a computer, man. I'm 58. First computer I saw to shoot my video. I'm a fucking goddamn New York artist, man. I've been making art for years. I'm not having anybody shoot my stuff. Why would I want to do that? I do the editing. I do everything. I'm not doing that. If I do need somebody to shoot it, Destiny here, she shot everything today when we went to Home Depot. I don't want no, listen, let me tell you something. This is the truth. Having an intern or somebody like that, it's more trouble than it's worth. I don't need anybody running around my studio. I don't want to be telling people what to do. One, I don't want to be anybody's boss. And I make my own shit. And if I need help, Destiny's here. She can pick up the camera. She's good at photography. So I just really don't need the headache of like, I need help. If I'm moving something, I don't ask for help. I'm just a person, I don't ask for help. I'm doing it. Like if I'm moving something, this is true. Get out of my way. Because having somebody help can actually make things more difficult, like moving shit. If I need help, I'll ask for it. But like I don't want anybody. I don't need some know-it-all fucking college kid fucking trying to shoot my shit. And I have a friend in California that like he made a reel, and there's been some talk. He keeps talking about doing a pilot. That's different. That's Matt. That's not some kid. That's somebody that graduated from Columbia in film. So I would not. I can make a shitty product myself. I don't need some idiot helping me. I could have had, and interns do need to be paid. That's true. In some respect. I mean, you get, if somebody's working for you, you got to pay them some way. I've thought about like paying them with teaching them dog training or something like that. But I'm not yelling at you. But you do have to pay. I can't like having a studio assistant or something. I could have done that in New York City. I remember right about the time I did the Greater New York show or something, the gallery was saying there's people that want to be your intern. And I was, really? I'm like, oh yeah, sure. Do you want me to send them over to be interviewed? And I'm like, what's that about? No, I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't. I don't need anybody, I don't know, doing my work for me. It's my shit. I'm not against it though. There's some things that I do farm out, like as far as like, I don't know what that would be right now, but if it's more efficient to have somebody do something, I would have them do it. But I like making stuff myself. I can't see like doing large scale paintings, doing a small mock-up and giving it to an intern and saying, okay, I want that on that 10 by 15 foot canvas. Go get a projector, put that on there, and start blocking that in with color. Right? And then I'll come in maybe later or not. I just, or like giving somebody a mock up and saying, look, here it is. This is what I want. There's the canvas. Start working on it. And then they go finish it at the end. That's a lot of artists do that. Your wife left you probably for a good reason, I would imagine. You what? Yeah, what's my leg being in pain have to do with anything? I have daily pain, so what? Yeah, well, it can hurt. Well, that's why I took a Celebrex. It's not that big of a deal. It's just pain, man. I know, right? I agree, one Sean Bond. It's not that big of a deal. And bringing it up isn't going to help. It's not going to help. It isn't going to help. So, it's like, so what? I heard you say could be worse. What? I know what you're talking about. It's really not a big deal. Okay? It's pain. It's part of life. All right, so I just wanted to who's this person? Oh, Mylan. Oh, I caught her cheating with her cousin. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. First or second cousin. That's a story. No shit. Is that true? Well, we don't know if it's true. It could just be a lie. Are you sure? Did you catch them in bed together? Or you just think that that's what happened? Because if, you might misinterpret stuff. You might just be like a real jealous person. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, maybe it isn't how it appears. Are you sure that you caught her cheating with her cousin? Maybe they're just friends. Maybe you misinterpreted what they were saying. Maybe don't assume the worst, okay? And maybe try and talk to your wife. All right, but it sounds like you are making a accusation that is pretty intense. So maybe you just need to get away from her. I came home early from her shift and they were ripping bongs and dancing around bare naked to Pink Floyd. What do you mean bare naked and they're dancing? You mean Man, I think you made a mistake. Right? Okay, so they were smoking weed and listening to Pink Floyd. Were they completely naked? Or you're saying that they were just your wife wasn't dressed properly? Is that what you're saying? Do you want me to be the voice of reason here? You didn't find them in bed together, did you? No. They were listening to Pink Floyd, right? Um, do you understand what I'm saying? They were ripping bongs and dancing around bare ass naked. I don't believe you. So you came in and they were smoking weed, and then which were they doing? Listening to Pink Floyd or ripping bongs? See the problem? So that they were smoking some weed, listening to Pink Floyd. They weren't naked, were they? You're just saying you didn't appreciate the way you thought that they were acting inappropriately. Is that what you're saying? Because that's different. You're sort of exaggerating. Think about it. Aren't you sort of exaggerating? Who are some of the filmmakers you like? Kurosawa. I don't know. Scorsese. Um, there's so many. Um, come on. Think about it. They were smoking weed, okay, and they were listening to Pink Floyd. But if you came in, they weren't, I don't smoke, but there were bongs and pipes everywhere. They were in their birthday suits. There were bongs and pipes everywhere. Come on, man. You're just making shit up. Your story doesn't add up, okay? You say you don't smoke, and people that smoke, you make it sound like there's 10 bongs in the room and pipes are. You're making a story up. You're looking for attention. You want somebody to feel sorry for you, don't you? That's it. Your story doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. And I'm telling you, that's not a good way to get attention is on the internet. And if you're gonna talk to somebody like me and you're gonna make up an outrageous story, I'm gonna pick it apart. I'm gonna figure out that you're making it up. Because there were bongs and pipes everywhere. So was she naked in her birthday suit? Yeah, the whole thing doesn't make two people bongs everywhere. Yeah, okay. Um, no, nobody wants to financially help you. You just made it real clear. You just got removed. Oh, thank you, GST. Yeah, see, he's made up this story that sounds like bullshit and then brings up his Patreon account. Oh, we really feel sorry for you. You're trying to rip people off. God, man. That's pathetic. That's pathetic. Yeah, if the guy would have said, just come on here and said, hey, look, I really need help or something, that's a different story. You weren't honest with us. You just made up a story that sounded absurd. You sound like a kid. You sound like you have a childlike mind. Everybody in this thing was looking at you like you're lying. You're making up a story. You think it's going to be any different on some other stream? That's dishonest, man. That's dishonest. That's bullshit, man. Making up a big story like it's. What was it? In their birthday suits and naked. There were bongs and pipes everywhere. You sounded like an idiot. And you even right away, it's suspicious. It's like her cousin, and you're like they were smoking weed and dancing around naked to Pink Floyd. You can't. That's the best that you could come up with. It's the most phony story I've ever heard in my entire life. That was the best you could do, dude. I've never heard more ridiculous shit in my yeah, I have. I've heard more ridiculous. That was pretty ridiculous though. That person's probably related to the people that hijacked my channel and were selling trying to scam people on with Bitcoin. That was a moron we just had on here. The best part was Pink Floyd. Yeah, which album was it? Was it Uma Guma or was it Dark Side of the Moon? We should have started asking him. You know. Yeah. What song was playing when you came in? We should have quizzed him more because it was obviously a bullshit. You know, he didn't smoke. He doesn't smoke though, but there were bongs and pipes everywhere. They had more than one. That was ridiculous. That we should have asked him more questions. That was absurd. Oh my God, what is the matter with people? I'm gonna go to sleep, I think, because I just wanted to put this live stream out because there's probably somebody that's having. There was somebody on here earlier that was like, yeah, I can't import the stuff from the cinematic stuff onto my computer. Is, you know, I don't know. Yeah, it was a straight up troll. You're right. All right, so I'll see everybody. Thanks for the money. I appreciate the super chats. I do. Thanks a lot. I hope somebody can use that. It's probably tomorrow. Live streaming a lot. All right, I'll see you. Bye. Later, one Sean Bond.